going on, everyone from LowKick MMA? My name is Danny Podolsky. I'm joined here with Fernando Padilla. He is set to make his UFC debut on April 29th when he takes on Julian Erosa. Fernando, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you, my man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. And just first off, how are you doing? How's your training been going? And how are you feeling heading into this UFC debut?
Great. Training has been constantly hard and constantly a grind. It's a fight camp, but I like it. That's what we do. Um, I feel great. I feel ready. I feel so. I just want to leave all this experience. I can't wait to go there for the UFC week and like getting my shorts, getting my gear. All these things that I've been dreaming, I've been dreaming about. So I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm really excited, and I'm really ready.
Yeah, and so you got your contract nearly 2 years ago on looking for a fight, but it's been a while since we've seen you. Has it been frustrating? And what caused that sort of layoff?
The cause of the layoff was visa problems. I was just figuring my visa situation to be able to fight with the UFC. Uh, if it's been it is a little bit. It was demoralizing to have it right there and then have the fight too with Sean Soriano and then just not being able to have it. I think 2021 was when it started getting a little bit hard at the end of 2021. But I just reset my mindset, reset my goals, just put my life straight, and I remind myself that like, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is what I've been training for so long. So, uh, I'm just gonna be training and getting ready for when the call comes because I know it was gonna come. And 2022, and it was just completely training, completely focusing on getting better, and 2023 we're here 3 months in. And
Sorry, did you get any fight offers after the Soriano fight fell through that you couldn't take? Because
no, no, no. They told me it was really specific when I couldn't get a fight with Soriano. It was like, hey, get your situation solved. Send us messages, keep us contacted, and we figure what's up. So I just keep them in contact with how the process was going, and every time I was getting paperwork, I was just letting them know. And I was really lucky for them to wait for me and give me this opportunity. So no offers after that one, just constantly training, figuring out the situation, and then as soon as I give them the green light, they just give me this fight.
got it. And so did you switch gyms to be able to fight in the UFC?
No, 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 no. I mean, I did the switch from Chihuahua to here, but it was not specifically for the UFC. It was I think it was in the point of when my career in Mexico was kind of stuck. I felt that it was really hard for me and my coach to find fighters over there. Also, the same year that I came here to United States, that entire year was like dry in Mexico in terms of MMA. They didn't do shows. There was no fights. It was really weird. And then I was lucky to be here, and I got some fights here. I got the fight with Dan Ige, and then I got four more fights, and just the rest is history. I've been here.
And so, you talk about Mexico. Right now
Mhm.
is about the best time for Mexican MMA. Yair's got a belt, Alexa Grasso's got a belt, Brandon Moreno's got a belt. Does seeing all the success from, your compatriots, does that inspire you a little bit to be like,
Hell
oh,
yeah.
I can be part of that next wave?
Yes, sir. Hell yeah. And it's not that I can be, I'm already part of that wave, and I'm glad and I'm excited. And I'm excited to go and keep putting the bar higher and higher, because they're already champions. They already have the goal. So like me as an individual, I really want to get that too. And obviously it pushed me hard. I've been keeping in my head what Brandon said. Si se puede, and yeah, this is possible, and it's just question of go work hard and show it.
Have you gotten to work with any of those three champions?
I met Brandon. I met
Okay.
Brandon right when he won his first fight in the UFC against Luis Mocha. Uh, he went and did some seminars to Chihuahua to my old gym. and I met him there. We had the opportunity to share conversations. We went to dinner, and we sparred. We did some like one round of boxing sparring, and it was amazing. Brandon is such a great person and such a great individual, and I feel that he's still the same. It doesn't matter if he have the belt or not. You can see him and he acts the same way. Jair, even though that we are from the same state, we don't I don't know him. We had a few calls by Facebook and a few messages. We exchanged some conversations. I think it was back in 2020 when they were asking him for Mexicans like names to put in the contenders or to put in the Ultimate Fighters. And he contacted me. He told me that he was gonna say my name because a lot of people was off like he made a post in I think Facebook and Twitter, and a lot of people was saying my name were like putting Fernando Padilla. So he contacted me and explained me all that, and I was really grateful, honestly, that like Jair did that for me. Uh, they put other guys in the show or in Dana White Contender Series, but just the simple thing of him thinking about me, honestly, was really good. And I don't know Alexa at all.
Fair enough. And so let me ask you, Brandon Moreno, he's got a fight coming up, taking on Alexandre Pantoja. How do you see that one going down?
It's gonna be a good fight. I mean, it's a third one. They already have two, but Brandon has been evolving a lot. I see Pantoja being really good. Obviously, I think he for sure was the next in line after what he did with Alex Perez. But man, it's Brandon. It's been getting just so much better. The way that he fought with Figueroa too was a war every time, and it was incredible to see. And I can wait. I'm pretty sure he's been just getting better too and improving. So I think he had this fight in the pocket.
And I'll ask about Yair as well, because he's fighting for a unification belt against Volkanovski. Do you think he gets it?
That's That's a hard one, you know. Obviously, my heart is with Jair, and I support him, and I think he have that it factor. Like he can finish the fight for a fact. You know, his style is so awkward and technical at the same time that it's really hard to predict. Um, Maybe Volk is gonna think about wrestling, is what I think. I think he's gonna try to wrestle Jair, but if the fight goes stand up, I think Jair have that opportunity to finish Volkanovski.
Fair enough. And now, let's get back to your fight. You're fighting Julian Erosa. Have you gone to
Mm-hmm.
watch any of his previous fights?
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I mean, Julian is a veteran, so I've been watching him for a minute too. I know a little bit of him before they even offered me of the fight, and it's a good it's a good fight. You know, it's I like it. It just stylistically, I think it's a good matchup. He's really good. Again, he's a veteran and he's a dog. He just brings the fight all the time. So I like that. You know, I really like that. And more
Yeah.
with 2 years, more that I've been 2 years without being able to be in the cage. Like this is what I want. This is what I really want.
What do you think gives you the advantage over him?
My advantage.
Hmm.
I just think I'm a little bit more technical in my striking. He's really fancy and elusive with his movement. I am more straight, more basics, more like we have basics in general. He's more fancy with his movement. I'm more technical and straight with the things that I do. I think that would be a great advantage. Because if you see the paper, we are pretty much similar, same height, same style. You know, we're bangers. So and we like to bring the fight. So I think maybe just that technicality might be my advantage over him.
And so I don't know if it's something you pay attention to. You're a plus 160 underdog for this fight. Is that
Mhm.
something you're looking at? Does that motivate you at all? Do you feel like, maybe people are overlooking you because they might not know about you, given you haven't fought in the UFC yet?
Yeah, I think I honestly don't care a lot about the odds, I can see it. I can see it like that. I feel that a lot of people, obviously, because I don't fight in, is gonna be my first fight in the UFC, and all these things that 2 years without fighting, and like I feel that MMA fans are really they have the goldfish mentality, so like they forget really fast. But I ain't no kid, I ain't no new guy. Just with I will understand. Like it's funny because I will understand if I was 6-3 or 6-0 or 7-2 if they say that, because the amount of fights the Julian have. But I'm 14-4. I've been fighting for a long time. I have good names in my record, wins and losses. Like I think I've been learning from all of that. It's not like I'm just a newbie going into the fight, or a guy that like have a made record. There's a bunch of guys in the UFC that they jump with a made record, like, oh, they fight only tomato cans. I don't think I was that guy. I think I passed through hard fights, hard losses, hard wins, and I just overcome everything, and I'm here. I'm here. I've been here. I've been staying contact, constant, and even though I've been without fighting in the cage, like I've been training and training and training. And it reminds me a lot to 2 years ago when I fight with Nate Richardson. I was in the same position. I think it was 1 year without fighting because of COVID, 1 year and a half. And then I just got into the cage more with more excitement, more ready to be there, and a better fighter. Honestly, I think that's one of my best performances. Even though I didn't show my wrestling and all the other stuff, but I wanted to fight, and that's what I bring to that fight. A fight.
So you're not worried about cage rust, even though it's been 2 years since you fought.
Not really, not really. I've been really constant with my training. I've been doing some cross training in other gyms, and just putting the work in. Trying to get my mindset and my mind focused for this. And I think I'm good. I don't think the out being outside of the cage is going to be a real problem.
And you talk about, the level of competition. It includes Spike Carlisle, who's a UFC veteran. Do
Hmm.
you feel like, A, your opinion on that fight, is that one, you'd want to get back at some point in the future? And B, is that,
Uh,
do you feel like that experience just kind of gives you
I
an
mean,
advantage?
I for sure would like to fight Spike again, but I mean, he's out of the UFC, and I think he's doing his own thing. He's really happy, just moving around, trying to fight in other companies. He's a guy who I think he just likes to fight too, and then he just goes around, move around. One fight that for sure I can tell you that I would like to fight again is Dan Ige. I would like to have that fight again. I would like to redeem myself, and you never know, it might happen. So that's one of the fights that for sure I want to get.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think Spike Carlisle is down risen. He's a odd fighter, must have been unique
Yeah,
fighter, but
yeah, yeah. He's really good. He gets ready. He trains really hard for his fights, and I do admire that. Uh, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a fight sport. As if he gets in the UFC again, and if we get the opportunity to fight, I will for sure be down to fight him.
fair enough. And so, there's been a lot of talk about the UFC possibly returning to Mexico. Dana White has said it's not on the books right now, but with all the talent that's coming out of Mexico right now, it feels like a given that it's got to go back there. What's your thought on that?
Maybe next year, man. You never know. I get it. This year, they already say no, we don't have no shows, and we not even think about it. I think he even said that we're fucking up. Like I saw an interview, and I mean, I get it, but hey, maybe next year. You never know. It's just question of time, and more with all these wave of, like you say, the Mexican wave getting better, getting bigger, getting more eyes on all the Mexican fighters, and the Mexican uh talent that we have over there, because I believe there's a lot of talent, man. There's so many good fighters in Mexico, so it's just question of them start looking more and more and more, and start like putting the events there.
And of course, if there's a card in Mexico, you'd want to be there. But do you feel like that's one of your like key goals as
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
invest
As a
yourself in
Mexican,
UFC?
obviously, hell yeah, hell yeah. As a Mexican, I would like to fight in Mexico. I will. That would be the best. That would be absolutely the best. Not just Mexico City, but if they open somewhere else, if they Guadalajara, Monterrey, whatever, even in Chihuahua. I know Chihuahua is not a state for that. But hey, whatever it goes, I'm down. I just wanna go and fight, represent, and I think the Mexican crowd will be amazing.
Love it. And so, looking at your career, 14 wins, 12 finishes, 4 KOs, 8 subs. Are you someone where like you just go in for the finish at all costs? And B, where do you consider yourself to be stronger? Is it in the stand up with striking, or is it on the ground with submissions?
So I always, is day one. I always consider myself a good striker. I always believe in myself and my striking and in my technique. But obviously, the jiu-jitsu was more dangerous at the beginning. Right when I was in Chihuahua, my jiu-jitsu coach was really into jiu-jitsu. My MMA coach, he was really into jiu-jitsu. So my jiu-jitsu got incredibly better. In 5 years, I got my brown belt. It was something like that I was just dreaming about, right? And it happened. So I can say my jiu-jitsu was really good. And then the moment that I came here to Timoyama, it's a Muay Thai based gym, right? So my striking just got polished and polished and polished, and through the years, it's just been getting better. Even till today, I feel that I'm still learning new stuff in striking and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and it's just I'm just more complete day by day right now. I think I'm an MMA fighter. That's how what I like to say. I'm a complete fighter, and just choose your poison. If you want to go to the ground, I can submit you. If you want to stand with me, I can finish you too.
And for fans who might not know about you, what should we know?
What happened?
For
Can you
fans
repeat that?
for fans who may not know who you are, given it's your UFC debut, what should we know about you?
Man, I always bring a fight. I like to fight. I like to feel that emotion and bring that emotion to the cage. I'm not a just like, how can I say it? I'm not a type of guy like you say. Like I look the finishes. If you look my record, I look for finishes. So I'm not a guy who will stall or will just grab you and hold you. If I can look for a finish, if I can go for the finish, I will always go for it. And I know that makes fight interesting. Sometimes he put you in the other side of the sword, but hey, that's what we live for.
Mhm. And just my final question. April
Mhm.
29th, Julian Erosa, Fernando Padilla. How's this fight go down?
Uh, it's hard because Julian also trains with one of my old coaches, Coach Casey. He was on my corner a few times. So I want to say I know how Julian is, and like for what I study, and I think he will want to strike. He will want to do the striking fight. But I feel that if start going my way on the striking, he might want to wrestle me, and I'm expecting that for a fact. I'm expecting a wrestling exchanges. But for sure you can look for me always trying to finish and always trying to go for that dub. Um, I don't know if it's gonna happen on the first or the second, or even on the third, but I'm gonna be pushing for that finish for a fact. That's what you can expect.
Can't wait to see it. And the fight I saw today on Twitter got bumped up to the main card. So definitely looking forward to that fight. Should be a great fight. You guys got bumped up to the main card. Not sure if you saw that.
Oh shit, I didn't saw that, but
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I think
Okay, okay.
I don't know which fight fell out, but some other fight fell out and you guys are now on the main
Oh,
card and
okay, okay,
yes,
okay. That's gonna be nice.
yeah, and certainly so for fans who might not know, Julian Erosa versus Fernando Padilla, this should be a great fight. And Fernando, thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck
No,
to
thank
you.
you, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And whenever you want and whenever you want to talk again, I'm here always.
Definitely. Best of luck to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.